Hey mamas, and welcome back to WorkinMama. Today I am going to share with you that we are expecting baby number 2. I actually already posted this in social media, so you may already know that, but I wanted to share kind of a review of the first trimester and talk about some of the similarities and differences between baby number 1 and baby number 2. So I will share that I'm currently, I think I'm going to be 16 weeks tomorrow. So just past the first trimester. And Weston here, baby number 1, is 19 months old. He's actually almost 20 months. So he will be 2 years and 1 month old when the baby comes. So about 2-year age difference, which is what we wanted to have. So we're happy with that. And wanted to share some things about the first trimester now that that's over. I was super lucky for baby number 1 when I was pregnant with Weston. I didn't have any morning sickness at all. It was not a thing for me. It was not something that I experienced, and I am so lucky to have had that as the experience. This time was not the same. So I definitely did have morning sickness this time, and I was nauseous every day. Still do get that way sometimes. Oh, thank you for the clothes. Still do get that way sometimes, being about 16 weeks in. I was sick. In fact, I was physically ill where I actually threw up one time while I was working. I am working from home, which is a really nice thing that I did not have the chance to do with Weston, being pregnant with him. So that's been nice. But being pregnant the second time is so different in so many ways. Not only have my symptoms been different so far, I am showing a lot earlier. I will say I did not lose all of the baby weight. Thank you. But now, I mean, I'm definitely showing I have a clear little belly bump. And I realized that right now, the stage that I'm in is about the time that we announced that we were having Weston, with him 2 years ago. So I am definitely much further along than I was when we made that announcement, because I was like barely showing at all. You would have to really kind of scrutinize and know what I normally look like in terms of my body build. So anyway, showing a lot earlier, which is pretty common. I've heard that. Different symptoms. But the other thing is I have a toddler now and it is exhausting as heck. So taking care of him, is awesome and a lot of fun, and he's growing every day. I'm still working full time. Luckily, I have help with Weston, so he has someone watching him every day, which is wonderful. But just kind of the natural exhaustion that comes from literally creating life in your body. It's like having multiple jobs at the same time. Working, being a mom, living, trying to just sustain, and also growing a baby. It's just a lot of work and it's very exhausting, I will say. I think the fatigue has hit me more this time as well. Another thing I could attribute to that's just a personal difference for me, is that when I was pregnant with Weston, I had been an avid exerciser, and I had a gym and a workout routine, and I was going very regularly to the gym, and I continued to do that all the way up until I had him. I think that the last time I went to the gym was maybe like 3 or 4 days before my scheduled C-section. So that was all different, because now, especially with COVID, we do not have our gym membership any longer, and I have not been keeping up with exercising. Now that I'm pregnant again, I'm trying to do some more exercises. I'm really trying to get a VBAC. I really am hoping to not have a C-section recovery with a toddler at home. I know a lot of people love the convenience of a C-section. I am not one of those people. I just really wanted to go natural the first time and didn't have that chance. So that's what I'm shooting for this time. I put that out there in the world now, so we'll see what happens. The baby might not give us a choice, which is what the case was with Weston. He was a breech baby, and so I did not have any choice, and I had to get a C-section after an unsuccessful version attempt where they tried to flip him in my belly. Didn't work, so we went into a C-section, and I had the dreaded C-section recovery. But I didn't feel the entire birthing experience, and I did not actually go into labor. But again, going to try for a VBAC this time. Time will tell if that's going to be a possibility or not. Yeah, and really my main driver is, well, I wanted a natural birth for the first baby, but also having a toddler at home and having a C-section recovery, I feel are not compatible. Obviously, if I have no choice, I will make do, but I really would prefer to be able to pick him up, you know, and that's a huge thing, is that you can't lift after having a C-section for quite a while. You can't drive for quite a while. A few other things I'll mention. The experiences at the doctor have been different, and I think that's mostly due to COVID, but there's some other things that have just kind of changed, which is surprising to me because it's not been that long since I was pregnant last. I have talked to my doctor about, you know, should we be considering a vaccination if that becomes an option. Not sure really where I would fall in kind of the tiered structure that are, you know, happening throughout the states. I'll have to look into that, but it sounds like my doctor personally was not concerned about a pregnant person getting the vaccine. So, you know, I said ultimately it's up to me, but so that's something that I would like to try to do, or at least learn more about. I know there's trials happening right now for pregnant people, so maybe even before I'm even able to consider getting a vaccine, maybe it'll be there'll be some data out there that can help inform whether or not that's the right thing to do. So far we've had a couple of doctor's visits. The first one was an ultrasound visit where it was just regular doctor's office. They did a vaginal ultrasound, which I forgot how uncomfortable it is, but they did that, gave us some pictures, did the dating at that point, and gave us a due date, which is July 18th. Then we came back and did another visit. This time it was just listening to the heartbeat. I'll show you a little bit of video from that appointment.
Already. You found it fast.
Yeah. Another thing I'll talk about is just kind of the cautions I'm taking for COVID. So I have some other friends who are actually pregnant now too, also with baby number 2, which is really exciting. I think I have 3 other friends who are all pregnant at the same time. I really wish we could all get together and take like a pregnant belly picture, but probably not going to happen due to COVID. They're all over kind of the spectrum. I think that some of them either have jobs or their spouses have jobs in places where, you know, they're kind of more essential workers, like out there in the public where they have the potential to be exposed, and so that kind of a situation is different from another friend where they're both working from home and they're really minimizing any chances of exposure, and so it's really been for them like no eating out, no eating food that's not been prepared by themselves, not even letting caregivers into the home, things like that, unless they've been able to quarantine for their preferred amount of time and things like that. So for us, we're kind of somewhere in the middle, I would say, where we're not going into things that we might consider like mid to high risk, trying to mitigate those things. We're not like having visits really with people. We have kind of a small bubble that like includes Weston's caregiver who comes over, and a couple of select others like my sister and her boyfriend and things like that. So we're still visiting with people, but trying to minimize it. And then if we actually had a get together today where we were all outside and pretty distanced as well, so things like that we're okay with doing, but we're trying to stay away from like public crowded areas, particularly if there's no precautions in place or it's mixed. Like our local farmers market, for example, we're not going there anymore because it is just it's too mixed, and it can be crowded as well, but there's a lot of people that are not believing in masks and things like that going out. So unfortunately, because of that, you know, I think it's something that we're avoiding. All right, so the last thing I want to share with you guys is the little mini gender reveal we did. We did not do a gender reveal with Weston. I actually am kind of the mindset that gender doesn't really matter, but I figured this is probably a 99% chance of being our last baby, and so I wanted to just kind of do all the things, and so we did that, and we had our friend bake us a cupcake. Shout out to Casey, thank you so much. It looked awesome, so I'm gonna take you to that video so you can see what we're having.
You ready, Weston? Do you want to know what you're gonna have?
Yeah.
A baby brother, baby sister. Yeah.
Yeah? Says actually I'm just gonna have a cupcake.
All he cares about is the cupcake.
Cupcake? Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. he's gonna eat all the frosting off of the top.
Should I get him a fork?
Yeah.
A fork?
Fork? You want a fork?
Mama's gonna miss
Yeah.
it.
No, he's not doing anything.
Here you go. Elmo.
Yeah. He just wants the frosting.
I told you that's what he was
Oh.
going to do. What do we have?
More frosting.
I can't see.
I see it.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you want a cup?
Okay.
It's a boy! What
Yay!
a surprise! You're gonna have a baby brother, Weston.
He doesn't care, he just wants the frosting.
All right, bye. And that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it if you made it this far. Hopefully this has been helpful to you, good information. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to subscribe to WorkinMama for updates on a regularly recurring basis. I was trying to do weekly for a while, had a little hiatus, and now back and trying to do a little more regular content every couple of weeks or so. So also on social media, feel free to follow me on Instagram at WorkinMama1. And that's all for now. We'll see you in the next one.